And I think he's learned from that defeat at the hands of Matas Razma.
Yeah, Razma last year, but beating Watamena yesterday for his first win in a PDC ranking event. Many people watching this match may not have seen Bartons before, but he is currently the World Darts Federation's leading player. And he is a highly respected and a highly talented individual.
He's got levels as well. We talked a lot at the start of yesterday's play about how Richard Veenstra, who lost the first game of the tournament, has the Lakeside single game average record. Oh, it's a bullseye shot for Bartons, and it's a great start, bringing everybody to their feet.
Phenomenal, but every credit to Ricky Evans.
Yeah, it was like somebody opened the trapdoor and all the sound went down. That's how you get the sound back up, that's for sure, and that's how you get Jackie Gürntels really excited. He's going to be like that for the rest of the day.
Well, 24 for Gilding in his first visit. Bartons has absolutely pounced all over that. I saw that lot this morning, actually. I thought they were genuine cops when I first saw them.
Nice work, guys. I like it. Now this is better work.
Steady.
Interesting. Go for the treble 7 there to lead tops.
Well, this could be an 11 dart breaker throw to back up the 12 dart break that he picked up in leg 1. This is good stuff from Barton so far.
Good section of the draw this as well, because Andrew being the 16th seed, if you've tuned into European Tour action before, you know that the number 1 seed is in this bracket. 2-1 Bartons with a wonderful, wonderful leg there. I wonder if we'll see him on the European Tour again this season, because the associate member qualifiers, which he is eligible to play in, they have two more qualifiers. Yeah. On the 19th and 20th of May, the likes of Stefan Belmont, who will play in the next match. He'll go to them. We know he will. But will Andy Bartons after this weekend? I just wonder.
90. And you require 81.
This game could be changing if Gilding takes this 11 or 12 darter.
Yeah, this is where it could pivot back the way of Goldfinger. 62 away. Yeah, he's got that, so double 13.
55.
That was a good double for Johnny Clayton in Graz, because it won him the title. 71 for Bartons. And he's looking at double 16. Big double 8. Big shot for 4-2. The chance for Gilding to level, and now that gap widens to 2 again.
Yeah, Gilding, the UK Open champion. It was the beast from the East that impacted on the UK Open a few years ago, and it's Bartons who's having a big impact on this tournament this weekend, just down the road from where he was born.
Just a wonderful game.
And the homecoming king.
He's been over 100 average the whole match.
Yeah, the homecoming king is 64 points away from a passage into round 2 and a meeting with either Luke Humphries or Bradley Brooks. 2 former world youth champions right there.
Absolutely. Listen to the noise that could happen if he hits one more double.
32.
Couldn't really get much closer. And we saw this number a lot yesterday for Daryl Gurney. He went the 18s route. Gilding does not. This must go in.
60.
Well, he was closer to double 10. And
32.
That presents another opportunity for Andy Bartons, who's already missed 1 match dart at double 16. I suspect he won't miss too many more. And he hasn't. Andy Bartons, the homecoming king, the beast from the East, delivers in our opening match of the afternoon session.
So many major finals and so many wins in a somewhat, dare I say,
140.
underestimated career to date, because he's not someone who grabs the column inches very much, even when he's winning European championships.
Yeah, it's a curious one with Rob Cross, isn't it? I mean, look, he was heralded. I remember Raymond van Barneveld saying in his first year, Phil Taylor is retiring, but the new Phil Taylor is here, and his name is Rob Cross. Hang about. Double 5 for a first leg in this game. A little bit of fire from Rob Cross as well.
The last thing you want to do is let him swim in that pool of confidence a little bit faster. I think Rob needs to hit this 1-2-1 and show the same kind of gumption that we saw in the 130 earlier in the match that he hit on double 5.
Surely going back to the treble 20 when you've got a marker dart would have been the better choice there. Treble 17 and bullseye is not going to go, but Belmont has been so deadly at these mid-range finishes. Can he keep on doing it? It would be unlikely, but it's possible.
No ton-plus finishes in the tournament so far for Stefan, but it's this kind of stuff that he's aced. And he's done it again. Still has not missed a darted double in this match.
But then the pressure does start happening, because now Rob Cross is reeling him in, and Stefan Belmont is feeling like this was one of the greatest opportunities I have ever had to do something really, really significant in big stage darts. And it might be slowly being prized from my grasp.
That was kind of weird, that, from Cross. He had a 180 and shook his head. That's like getting a birthday present, realising it's a top-of-the-line bike and you're not happy. I mean, what more could you possibly do in that spot? Double 18 incoming for a tied game and to get the throwback. And he hasn't had it since the very start of the match. But I think Swiss Darts is very much on the map at the minute. It's just a question of where we go from here, and where Stefan Belmont goes from here may be very dependent on what Rob does here.
Yeah, it might be very much dependent on the next 30 seconds, because Cross won't take the 158. Belmont, the best leg we've seen in this game is a 14 darter. Belmont produced it. Can he produce another? 18 segment. One at the bull.
63. Robbie required 98.
It was a 98 checkout from Joe Cullen a few weeks ago in Munich that galvanised his season against Ross Smith. Rob Cross would dig this finish now.
Got to attack it, but don't miss inside. And he treads that tightrope beautifully. Classy finish from Rob Cross. 128 to complete the comeback. Doesn't get the treble 18 this time. Doesn't get the treble 20 either.
63.
Still searching for his first ton-plus finish of the tournament. He may need it to stay in the tournament. He's not going to get it. That sinking feeling in the middle of his gut, it will be there right now, as Rob Cross will stare down 65 to survive this game.
76.
And that's what it has been. It has been a survival from Rob Cross. Credit to him, because he has battled. And he's battled his way to match darts. From 4-1 down, double 10 to win it 6-4. And the two-time European champion does complete the escape. Stefan Belmont, a historic weekend for the Swiss. Nothing's going to stop that machine clicking on to the next gear and the next gear and the next gear.
93.
That's 4. Make it 5. And Matt Campbell has thrown 6 perfect darts to start this leg. We have gone 7 darts into the 9 this weekend, but no further.
I've got to say, a fairly muted reaction from the crowd. I'm not sure if they were fully keeping up there, but here we go. 9 darter in the offing. Well, found their voice now.
Would have been only his second career 9 darter and his first 89 on the stage. Brilliant leg from Matt Campbell.
Yeah, won't be losing sight of the bigger picture here, because this is for an instant break of throw back after Cullen edged in front at 2-1. And this could be an 11 dart break as well for Campbell. I was going to say, we saw yesterday Graham Usher threatening the 9 dart leg. There are occasions where it might feel as though he's averaging only 82 and it's actually been closer to a ton, and the exact opposite can apply as well. But Joe Cullen, yeah, like you say, just needs to do enough now just to stop Campbell gaining too much momentum.
Match record 167.
I'll be quite interested come the end of this game when we hear from one of them. Oh, he's going for it, is he? He's going for it. Oh, you Canadian madman! No need for that. But Matt Campbell is playing so well.
Yeah, and I think, you know, Joe will be keen to, as you say, get back on the horse after that early exit. No ranking money for that defeat by Bunting in Leeuwarden last week.
Ooh, now then. Again, knocked out of his rhythm, so just resets and finds the treble. Might be an important dart, that one, because there could be all kinds of pressure coming. 177 would leave tops.
Oh, well, look at this. He's got the 177 as well. Now that is pressure. How does Cullen respond? Well, he's got 2 darts at double 8 now. And perhaps he needs 2 darts at double 8 as well, because the finishing hasn't been where it should be. 3 out of a possible 10 so far for Joe Cullen. Campbell looking at tops for a 5-3 lead, and that is exactly what he has. And now it gets interesting.
Shoulder slump from Cullen. He knows that visit of 42 has just opened the door. Matt Campbell 111 points away from reaching the final day of a European tour for the first time in his career.
Match record 111.
Here we go, chance. And that leaves tops.
91.
And that leaves the door open. But for how much longer?
70.
Oh, once again, he's hit the single one with his first dart. Did it not too long ago as well. And that has been a problem for Joe Cullen today. And Matt Campbell, take 2, double 10 this time. And this time, George Noble has a good look at it, but it's more than good enough from Matt Campbell, and a 103.49 average.
But the downside of that is it was a losing average. It's amazing how many times that happens, actually. And that was in a defeat to a Dutchman by the name of Dirk van Dijvenbode. That was in Leverkusen at the last 32 stage, which is exactly where we are right now. So he knows what is incoming from Danny Noppert. It will feel extremely familiar. It's just a question of whether he can hurdle him at some point.
I think Everts will be pleased with where he is right now. I'm sure he's aware that his average is certainly where it should be, and perhaps where it needs to be against a player of Noppert's calibre. You look at Everts this year on the Pro Tour, he's averaging, well, his average over the course of the 10 tournaments played so far is 90.31. He's 10 points on top of that today.
99, then you record 41.
If there's one player today who's not going to be perturbed by the heat, it's going to be Ted, because he's worked in some very hot kitchens. You can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen. And that is an 11-darter from Danny Noppert.
Yeah, his versatility and the cover switching to 19s is certainly one of the foundations of his game plan. And
57.
Yeah, just one or two signs of agitation are beginning to appear on the face of Ted Everts as well. This is that chance for that first break. 1-4-4, however, will not go, but Noppert will feel as though he's perhaps got 6 darts from here.
That hasn't worked out the way he planned.
56.
And that's a rare troubleless visit from the freeze. Everts might look at 19s for this shot. These are the shots that change matches.
92.
Ted's done well,
Then you require 88.
but Noppert has made a career so far of hitting things like this.
Oh, gorgeous. Double 14. Perfect. What a lovely combination. And once again, a 14-darter. I think given the background noise, if you like, as well.
58. Ted, you require 100.
Oh, this would be some way to save the match.
Well, that's it. He is effectively 1 break down. He needs to find 2 breaks somehow, because, of course, Noppert through first anyway. But if he can just keep chipping away and just put something big 60. In it, needed a treble there. I know he's down to a finish of 100, but psychologically I think a treble there would have done in the world of good. 92 here for Noppert for the match. Now then, double-double. It was.
Ted on his last visit came up with no chips. A bit like walking down the promenade in Brighton when the seagulls are around. But he needs to find everything here. 60 in tops, he would love. Oh,
Well,
take that.
This is why darts is such a brilliant sport.
At no point in this match up until now was he thinking he would need it.
Wow.
I think he might need it.
Yeah, beautifully done. What a wonderful piece of approach play that was. 12 darts down to 40. He's on for a 13 darter. That will spoil his sequence, won't it? Well,
39.
If anything, that helps Everts. But he wants to get rid of 40 pronto to take us all the way. Good line, that one. This has got to be a good line. Chance.
20. Danny, you require
The ideal first start
125.
here for Danny is top left of the bull.
this starts at double 20 and sends. Gets the bullseye. 75 away.
Oh, Danny's too good.
It's too good.
109.
Well, what a brilliant attempt. There was a smattering of applause as well, and little wonder, but it might all be in vain anyway, because Everts has 3 more bites at double 10 here to level things up at 5 apiece. He's inside for double 5. Anxious times for Ted Everts. Only 1 dart remaining. Noppert ready to pounce.
10.
And that could be that for Ted Everts.
Danny, you require 60.
And it should be. And without hesitation, Danny Noppert
Game.
goes through. Simple as that. He was in peril at times in that game. Make no bones about it. Doesn't seem too perturbed by it. I'm just being someone who's given him a little bit of advice as to what could potentially happen if he's not careful.
The perfect time to hit a 180 from Damon Heta. 180 to leave tops when your opponent was looking at a big combo finish and might have been feeling that he was in pole position in the leg. All of a sudden, he's not.
Double 10. Hang about. And he doesn't hang about. Nothing but relief when he hit double 5 on a 40 checkout. Danny Noppert is safely through. And Andy Barton's of Belgium, one of 2 Belgians, is safely through as well, which will be to the delight of the crowd.
Yeah, only the 2nd Canadian player ever to reach the final day of a European tour. Matt Campbell as well, after the great John Part.
Ten years since he last made the final day as well. 2013. Didn't seem like that long ago. Damien looking at tops. Oh, it's a great shot. Is he nicknamed the Mole?
He is nicknamed the Mole. You can even see a mole on the back of his shirt.
It's all right, I guess.
He was brilliant in all departments. He was one of, easily, the top 10 players, and you could argue very strongly that he was one of the top 5.
160.
He's not at that level this year. He'd probably say top 20. But it's still good enough to win loads of games.
100. Damien, you require 116.
He's boiling up to something at the minute, that's for sure. That's flattened out and might actually help Damien because it allowed him to find that 60.
98.
But maybe not
Damien,
the
you
leg.
require 60.
20 for tops. No flatty dart from Damon Heta. He's having to move because it's blocking a portion of the bed. But that looks to help. Oh, my.
20.
That would have felt good when he let go.
Damien, you
Straight down the
require
line pretty
18.
much. But somehow finding a gap between the wire and the initial dart.
It's a bit like that Danny Noppert shot at the bullseye. And now he's coming
10.
back for tops.
Damien, you require 40.
Had 2, now has 3 if he needs them. Only needs the 1.
Damon Heta.
Dave Chisnall said at the start of this year, this could be the year where he picks up a major, maybe a couple.
134.
And it's difficult to argue against him being in the mix because right now, yes, Gerwyn Price looks like the best player in the world, but after that, it is a free-for-all.
Damien, you require 74.
Damon Heta looking to put himself in the mix for tomorrow's action. 2 more match darts. And he makes the same misses as the previous leg, almost carbon copies.
Those two shots about as uniform as his lawn mowing from earlier. Now, don't miss the 20 this time, Damien, because a shot at the bull will keep you on track for another comeback, just like Jeff Smith yesterday.
70.
Not this time.
Damon, you require 32.
Looked a good guide as well. Surely he can't keep giving chances at double 16 to Damon Heta. No, he cannot, because the heat, the Aussie #1, wins it 6 legs to 3.
As you mentioned, Dan, prior to Gurney turning up in Graz, he didn't really have a great deal to shout about on the European Tour stage this year. Just that solitary win against Gabriel Clemens in Kiel, but he, as a qualifier, was picking up money for those early defeats, those first-round defeats, and he's got more than £17,000 on the European Order of Merit, so he's looking very good indeed, having already qualified, plus whatever he picks up here this weekend as well. There's just over a grand separating these two on the European Order of Merit.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to Dortmund.
No doubt, unless he's injured.
Yes. He's going to Dortmund. That's that done. And it's become so important, those European Tour qualifiers. And if you come through loads of them, then you are setting yourself up to do all kinds of things. I was genuinely concerned a few weeks back that Daryl Gurney's spot in the top 32 might be coming under threat, but he's allayed those fears with his European campaign.
Yep, 28 at the moment in the Order of Merit. He's 26th on the Pro Tour Order of Merit. Shindy for a 3-0 lead, looking at double 6. Yeah, nicely done. Lovely two-dart combination for Martin Schindler, the German #2.
Went hand in hand with him playing this aggressive brand of darts. You saw a bit of that yesterday. Not seeing a great deal of it today at the minute. He's not got a great deal to shout about. This might get him going.
80. Martin Rigo 167.
Yeah, close. Now, we have seen a 167 today.
$402. Daryl Rigo 12.
Coming in from the left-hand side. Further away to the left. And squeezes it in between.
Well, he had those two darts on the outside of the board, and they looked to be the perfect guide, and he did find the right line, but not quite the right length. Just needed a fraction more. Shindy, my word, was that a single 8?
Well, he's got a dart for the leg here. And he's taken it in the most ridiculous circumstances. A real sheepish look over the shoulder from Martin Schindler. And he's had darts to win 3 of the 4 legs played so far, Daryl Gurney. So there have been opportunities, but when you 0 out of 7 on doubles, the one thing I can guarantee you is it'll be a 0 next to your name in the leg column. Stay there to try and leave double 6 again, which he's kind of messed up, but may cost him a dart at double when he returns.
Martin Rigo 67.
Does cost him a dart at double. This time he gets the single 18, not the double. So he gets the double he wants, and Martin Schindler is 45% on the doubles.
Well, these two players, when you look at their performances on the Pro Tour this year, both averaging 94 and a bit, and there's absolutely, well, very little between them again, less than a point between them in terms of the averages right now as well. But scoreline-wise, an absolute chasm. Tops for Gurney for the break.
83.
Yeah, that just about sums up his afternoon so far.
Well, more match darts, and this time it won't be at the bullseye. It's going to be at double 16. And Martin Schindler doesn't miss this time around. It is a comprehensive 6-1 victory for the German, who beats Daryl Gurney on a big stage for the first time in his career.
The one thing that's never really been in doubt is the talent. And I think everybody knows how good he still is. But maybe Ryan Searle knows better than anybody, because he sees it firsthand more than anybody.
135.
Anderson just looked to be enjoying himself, which was great to see on a Europe. You were never really sure about his
41.
attitude to the European Tour when he was away for so long. But it was just refreshing to see that he did look at ease, and he was very happy to engage in a very lengthy post-match appraisal with Filip Brzezinski, our MC. Gary Anderson looking at a ton 40, and he's now looking at double 10. Well, what a statement that is from Gary Anderson.
But I would just love to relive that. I remember watching it from afar,
60.
but I'd love to have been there to watch that final. It must have been rather epic. Hildesheim is to come this year for the German Darts Championship. And we're in Prague next week, and Sindelfingen in a couple more after that. Plenty of darts coming your way in May before June has a bit of Trier, which is somewhere that Gary's not going to be. He'll be in Prague next week, but as far as European Tour guarantees, that's all he has right now. Today, possibly tomorrow, and next week. Searle will be seeded for the remainder of the summer.
Yeah, Anderson's record in qualifying for that event in Prague, by the way, was very impressive. On we go at 3-1.
Back in again, and that's one of the reasons why he has won what he's won. But if you think that that CV is complete, it's not. If it was, I firmly believe that Gary wouldn't be playing anymore. But there are still things that he wants to do.
Well, the way he started, it's not quite what he was doing yesterday, leaving... Oh! Well, we'll talk about Anderson's prowess in a moment, because we might just have something special on our hands here.
Oh, will you guys just stop it? 1-4-1 for a 9 for heavy metal. And now he might lose the leg. Well, because Gary's on Moortown.
And the point I was going to make was, yesterday, Gary Anderson, first 3 legs, 2 dart combinations after 9 darts, and he's got exactly that right now. And despite the threat of that 9 dart leg from Ryan Searle, it's Anderson who takes it. It is just the one break. Anderson through first, so Searle will need something else, but this is a promising situation, or at least it was until that visit by Anderson. Searle suspects this might have to go. Ooh, just the wrong side.
Fancied it after dart 1, that's for sure.
I'm so excited I've dropped my pencil, Paul.
78.
You can have a look for that. Let's watch 80. To see if Gary goes 2 double tops. He does. He'll go right side and in. Well, one of the first people to start doing that.
If he does come through, he'll face another former world champion. Rob Cross lies in wait for the winner of this one. Searle will be hoping to play his part tomorrow, but he's running out of time and he's running out of legs, and he may well be running out of options soon.
65.
You see, he can't teach an older dog new tricks. Well, Gary didn't used to do that dart at the bull. It's now given him a 2-darter.
48.
To finish this off quickly.
Well, keep an eye on the average. Keep an eye on that 96 as well. 76 remaining. Gets the treble 20 for double 8 for the match. Well, he was about a centimetre inside. Will he return for double 4? Oh.
87 left. And can't recover. And Gary, who, when he's got 62, leaves double 4 on purpose, has now got it to win by 4 legs.
Here we go, and he rounds off with a 16-darter, and he finishes things off with an average of 104.86.
6 times Keane Barry has gone up against the Ferret, and 6 times he has been beaten, including at this tournament last year, where he's beaten in the last leg decider. And that is not an encouraging start for the young Irishman, because Johnny Clayton is straight in there.
So what you're saying, Dan, is we may have found the bogey player of Keane Barry. And I was doing some totting up earlier about... Hang on. I pressed pause right there for good reason. We had an amazing leg in the previous match between Searle and Anderson. We are 3 darts away from that being topped.
He's hit a 9-darter in the Premier League, at the UK Open and in a floor event. Can he do it on the Euro Tour? No, he can't. For the 3rd time this weekend, we go 7 darts into the 9-darter.
Can become a poison chalice getting an attempt at a 9. Look at Graham Usher yesterday. It all went wrong after that. Got some fans over here in Belgium, hasn't he?
100.
What a start to this game. Keane Barry left on 85 on throw.
12.
Johnny Clayton misses 3 for the leg.
85.
And Ryan Searle was on a 9 after 6 perfect darts, and he lost the leg. What about Keane? Doesn't quite
50.
find
Johnny, you require
the bullseye.
12.
So, double 6 for Johnny. And he does get a 1-0 lead with a somewhat substandard 13-darter.
Second leg.
You can see that Keane's laid down a bit more than Johnny's, but it's the same principle.
140.
You're trying to stack on top instead of forcing underneath. I've said on record a couple of weeks ago that I think Johnny Clayton has got no idea how good he is at overstacking.
Oh, bullseye.
105.
Got the line right.
112.
Couldn't find the weight of dart. Johnny Clayton, very dangerous from this sort of area. But doesn't get a dart for the leg.
100. You require 25.
For 3-1. Well,
Consider it done.
This is brilliant from Keane Barry once again.
87 games he's played so far this year, and it's not even the halfway point. And he's averaging close to 97.
134.
That's really impressive, considering how much travelling he's done, how many games he's played. He's managing his schedule.
140.
And he's going to be going to the World Cup again with Gezi Price, and they will go as favourites.
Does he stay there? No, he doesn't. That's high in the bed, and it's not ideal for him. He could have gone alongside it, but there you see that's the danger of going alongside it. He can deflect wide.
Johnny's going to stay there. Double 5. He takes out what Rob Cross took out earlier, and that was very much needed as well. But this is a really good competitive European Tour game. This could obviously turn into another classic between these two.
Oh, there's enough room to squeeze one in. He does produce a second 180 of the match, Keane Barry. The standard has jumped up today with the seeded players entering the fray. It's not been exclusively seeded players doing it. Matt Campbell was brilliant earlier. Keane Barry is pretty brilliant right now. And again, it's the bullseye. He cannot find it.
Oh, hold on a minute. Hang on a minute. Jonathan Clayton, what have you done? That's just like Gratz against Damon Heta, and that is cruel. Ferreting from Wales is Johnny Clayton. When he goes to Sindelfingen, because that's around the time where the playoffs for the Premier League will happen.
58. Johnny, you require 167.
Now this is to finish the job.
He's not going to produce another one. This would be mad. This would be silly.
When he fancies it, he just goes for it. He's like Kevin Costner on the 18th in Tin Cup. Give me the 3 wood.
Keane Barry, can he get a dart at the bull again? He doesn't even get a go at it.
57.
And he misses it for good measure. It's in the bullseye that has decided this game. Keane has missed it repeatedly. Johnny Clayton has hit it once, missed it for the match, but tidies it up on double 4. It is a stunning way to end the afternoon session. A ton plus average for Johnny the Ferret Clayton.